Hey guys, how you doing? This is Guanyu007, and today I'm bringing you a review of a game that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys heard about, and some people have already played, but it's Divinity Original Sin 2. So let's go ahead and get into this. My first thing that, well, a lot of things that people notice about Divinity is the role-playing feature that it has, and I do like it. And but here's the thing, I'm gonna try to take my bias out of this review. I like the role-playing per se. It's just, well, you'll hear about this later. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and review is graphics. And as for the graphics, the picture quality, everything, I'm currently running this on 1080p. 60 frames per second, and actually the recording I'm using is a different recording. Usually I used OBS, but I recently downloaded the recording software for I'm looking at it right now. Recording software from Nvidia. So I decided, what the hell? Let's go ahead and test out and see if the quality would be better on it, and to me the video has not failed me, and this is some pretty high quality capture that I have from it. But yeah, as graphics, as you can see, it's breathtaking. I love the scenery. I love how everything looks. Right now I'm about to use a waypoint to get to the crypt. Spoilers for a lot of you, but the thing about this is the spoilers aren't going to truly impact the game. There are multiple endings in the game, so don't worry about it. You're seeing one is not going to truly hurt your purchase if you do have this game. But as you can take a look at just the areas around, like the lava and the texture, it's luscious. It's fucking luscious, and I love looking at just the world itself. It's a beautiful world. So the next part about this is, the next thing I want to review is playability. Now for playability, I'm purely a controller guy, and if you want to play Divinity, I would say, and I would stress, do it with a keyboard and mouse. It's just way better. The controls in a keyboard and mouse versus a controller is just, it's leaps and bounds, and I believe it's only leaps and bounds because I don't think the controller was truly optimized for this. And if they wanted to, and this is a big hit for me because I don't really like using my keyboard and mouse all the time, but to me it feels like they could have did more with the controls. They could have looked at other console iterations of MMOs and just use their control scheme for it. But playability with a keyboard and mouse is actually fun. I do like it. And I would say there's more options to it, of course, and I believe that it should be, I won't say equally optimized for a controller, but it should be better optimized for controller. So I'm split and torn between this. If you are on console and you do decide to get this game, please get a keyboard and mouse. I don't care where you get it from. I know both consoles can support keyboards and mouse now. Just go ahead and play it. It's a totally different experience, and that's the funny part. It truly is a totally different experience. As for the action in the game, my third point, because what game doesn't have action in it? Divinity Original Sin is a role-playing game that basically tells you can do almost anything. Now that's always a lie that every game is going to tell you. You know, go do anything, be anyone. Don't look back as you're going to go ride this horse into the sunset. Now, in reality, we know that that's not the case. Every game has a script, no matter how varied the script is. So, what I will say is the action in the game itself, for combat and story, is intertwined, and I do like it. And I would say that it kept me entertained until the 4th chapter. And more on that a little bit later. As for sound quality, it's... well, I'll just let you guys hear it for yourself.
Lucian frowns at the figure, then bestows a benevolent smile upon you. All that you know of him flashes across the panorama of your mind.
I underestimated you, Godwoken. You have proven to be a formidable foe. You have my respect.
Respect, indeed.
Lucian's gaze rests upon you and goes through you. He takes your measure entirely.
Lucian, we should tell the Godwoken the truth.
Yes, I agree. It is time we dropped our masks.
Dallis nods, then reaches for the sides of her head. Where there was one face, suddenly there are 4. She takes off the mask of the shapeshifter. A skull is revealed.
The quality of the sound for everything, and I mean just about every freaking thing in the game, from narration to powers to everything that has to do with the ambiance of the game. When you step into caves, or excuse me, when you step into tombs, everything changes. Your atmosphere changes. You can feel it, how they change. That's how good the sound is. And I would give, if anything about this game, the sound is top tier. I haven't felt sound like this since Skyrim, and I know a lot of people are on the bandwagon of still hating Skyrim. I don't hate Skyrim as a product. I don't hate Skyrim as anything other than what it is. It is a good game, and it had masterful sound. This game can match that sound. I mean, it has hymns in it that you just memorize. It has sound that is distinctive. It's not any generic sounding RPG sound, and we've heard a lot of that in a lot of different games that claim to be RPGs or want to be RPGs or are RPG lights. I'm telling you, I caught myself humming just the tune when you actually go and do other things. When I'm working out or when I'm lifting weights, I'm just ha 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 la 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 la. You know, it just sticks with you, and that's something that you should want your games to strive to have a memorable sound, just like the Elder Scrolls series they have memorable sounds to them. As for story, and this is the part where I'm going to be really, 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 really tough on. So, as I said before, the premise of what they're selling Divinity Original Sin on is it's an actual RPG, which we're not going to deny that it is. It's a very good and is a very good RPG for what it is. The style of it is played like Gauntlet. If anybody remembers Gauntlet or Baldur's Gate, then good for you, because I remember them and they were pretty good games. I just never really was into the top-down version, but I remember playing them for what they were. The story itself is not something that we don't hear. And I'll just go ahead and do a brief rundown for it. In the very beginning, there's this woman who wants to go ahead and release all the source in the world. The source in the world is a special divine power that people accumulate over time, be it by prayer or what have you. your body literally is a vessel for source at some point. There are 7 gods, I want to say, I believe. There are 7 gods. These 7 gods have quote-unquote controlled the realm of Rivian. I just want to say Rivia because Geralt of Rivia. But Rivian, or Riviano, or whatever it's called. I'm looking right at it screen. I'm just not saying the fucking name of it. And shit goes to shit when this woman decides to say fuck all of this, which you don't know why she's saying fuck all of this. You are literally stuck on a boat that's going into a prison like Alcatraz for people who have source, because everybody in the world believes that you are literally the plague. Turns out that you're something called God-woken. Now here's where it diverges from an actual power fantasy that people might think. God-woken, from whatever, for what all in terms of purposes, is just people with fucking amounts of source.
Even the gods thought me dead.
It's basically like saying, oh, well, you know, you're Superman, and then you find out there's like 20 other Supermen, and you're going, well, fuck, what makes me so special now? You know, it gave you that, oh, you're special, and then it took it away. And I kind of do like that. I'm not going to say that that's wrong. I'm not going to say that RPGs shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that it's kind of odd having your companions talk to you and say, oh, well, you know, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. By the way, we're also God-woken too. It's kind of weird. It just left me in a weird spot. The story itself, in which I'm ending this story, it's at its core, it's okay. It's nothing to write home about, as in the straightforward story from start to finish. However, like The Witcher, it shines in its side quests that are memorable, of saving kids from Void Woken. Hell, even the enemies at some point are more memorable than some of the story itself, such as the God King, who wants to return to the world because the gods betrayed them. You find out the gods aren't what they seem. You find out that this Jesus figure is actually betraying its God. It's crazy as hell, and now what they want you to do as a God-woken is to go traverse the land, find out what the fuck is wrong. By the way, you have friends who are also God-woken, and you're going around saving the day, or trying to save the day, because trying is more of what you do here. Not everything in the world is able to be fixed. So as the main story goes, I would say the main story is okay until you hit chapter 4. After chapter 3, to me, it feels like it's just stagnant and repetitive. And the reason why it is stagnant and repetitive is because after chapter 3, and I don't know if the developers did this on purpose or not, you're just repeating quests. You're just doing fetch quests. And I think this is a hole that a lot of RPGs will fall into, because how many quests can you continue to make? Man, I hate to say this, but every RPG has suffered from this. The Witcher has suffered from this as well. The difference is, just like I said, for The Witcher, you can remember different side quests and whatnot. Hell, there's a side quest in this game where, and this is the funniest and most memorable one to me. So there's a side quest in this game where you walk into a tavern, and the guy, you're looking for this guy in chapter 3, and I didn't find this guy, so I went to the tavern to get something to eat because I wanted to craft something. And then they tell me if I wanted some real treats, air quotes, very big air quotes by the way, I should go talk to the guy who's standing over there to see about getting some quote unquote real treats. And I go talk to talk to it, and immediately I realized this guy isn't just not on the up and up. This guy is soliciting prostitution. So you go in, you was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna pay 100 coins, do this prostitution thing, and come to find out it's not. You go, you do the deed, and then some people walk in because they're trying to rob you. And I'm just looking at it as like, you know what? That's amazing. I kind of didn't see that happening, but when you look at the bigger picture in the world, yeah, that's the type of world you're living in, where everybody is out for themselves. People are just completely cutthroat. Not every good ending or good idea is a true good idea or good ending. At some point, you start wondering, what is the moral compass for this game? But at the end of the day, when I'm looking at the story, I can say I remember a lot of the side quests, but the regular story to me just isn't. It isn't that, well, like I said, after chapter 4, it just isn't that good. And I know I just keep repeating my fucking self, and now I'm freaking rambling. So let's just go ahead and end this. My personal opinion versus an indifferent opinion. My indifferent opinion is this. As a score for this game, and the score that I would give this game, because I didn't play Divinity Original Sin 1. This is my first Divinity. My score for this would be around a 6.5 out of 10. And there were just certain things that I didn't like out of the game. I didn't like the fact that it just got boring around the later half. I didn't like some of the weird sound glitches that would happen, such as this one right here.
Are you feeling poorly, Dallas? Good. You shall not
Yeah, it's kind of
the veil.
It's kind of weird.
Now it is time. I call on the God King. Come and claim what is yours.
So, as it is kind of weird that certain things like that happen, I understand that this game will get patched, or possibly will be patched later. But before these games are patched, we should give the scores, or give them the proper scores beforehand. And once they get patched or get fixed, probably we should do reviews afterwards. I'm not sure how that would truly work, but I have heard rumblings that Metacritic might end up changing a lot of their scores now because of problems or patches that could fix certain problems beforehand, which is good and all, but I'm probably never going to play this game again. Would I recommend buying this game? If you are a fan of the first Divinity, yes. If you are a fan of a perfectly fine RPG that offers some sort of choices, that because there are some people that do say that you have more choices. To me, I just didn't feel like I had enough choices, but for other certain like regular choices within the game or whatnot, I would say wait until the price goes down. I would say definitely it's not worth it right now to pick it up at full price, be that at $60 or $40 or $44, which I think GOG has it. But to each his own. I'm not going to knock the game for what it is. The game is a great RPG. It's just, to me, and this is my personal thought, is I don't think it's for me. That doesn't mean that the writing isn't great. It's just, I don't know. I just wasn't truly into it. I just, But like I said, I would say GameFly this. Wait till it's a cheaper price if you want to pick it up. To me, this just reminds me of more BioWare, and when I mean more BioWare, I mean like what was it? The Inquisition. But I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to take away from what it is. It is a great story. It does have its ups and downs, and by God, the downs are in the 4th, 5th, and 6th chapter. At some point, I can't say enough good things about the game to equal out some of the boring parts of the game that I just don't like. And also, if you're watching this, I just don't like the speed of the game as well. That's another problem. I just don't like slow moving speeds. Now, if there's a way for me to change this, I don't know. I've looked in the options, I looked in the settings. There just wasn't a real way to change it. But yeah, to me, battles are slow. I believe battles should be faster than this. Or maybe I've just been fucking spoiled by all these RPGs that aren't RPGs but say they are. But yeah, my final score would be a 6.5 out of 10. And yeah, I don't know. It wasn't for me. I can't recommend anybody going out and buying this game for full price unless you're an actual fan. Anyway, Squan U007, I think I'm just going to let this video play out a little bit at full volume. So you guys take it easy and have a beautiful, beautiful day.